Hello and welcome to the SEESCast. I'm your host Joe, and I'm here today with Scrappy and no one else because of reasons. And our planned topic, which I was looking forward to, has been delayed due to more reasons. So now we're going to be yapping about tech issues. Something that the two people that actually did manage to be here know everything about.
It'd be really funny if my internet cut out while I was talking about this.
I mean, yeah, it'd be pretty funny. Okay, yeah. The audio is as good as my microphone will allow it to be as well. I've had a second to just do audio test. Harry is just here, it, in the background because reasons, and good reasons to be fair. So he is sitting moderating his own channel as I illegally take it over by force. He's tied up in my basement. Okay.
He's currently working on uploading tons of promos for the great Disney games.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fill out your bingo kit. Gosh damn it. Fill out your bingo sheets, kids.
Speaking of Disney games, I'm genuinely waiting on like the 13th to pass so that I can afford a new microphone. So I should have a new microphone after the 13th. That would be amazing. It would be the greatest thing ever.
Thank you for the update. I mean, we're still waiting on a lot of people, myself included, to record audio.
So you're not waiting on me? Awesome. Because I swear to God, that was supposed to be done by now. But yeah, tech issues. And apparently a bird in the background. This is fun. Yeah, I'm gonna kick this off with actually yapping about my nightmare situation with headphones, because it is the most relevant segue into this. So basically, my headphone history is I like Razer headphones. I think they're comfortable. I tend to find they have good audio quality. But several years back, I bought this headset. And this headset has the best audio quality I have ever been able to hear of everyone else. Unfortunately, they did the wireless on the cheap. And put the cheapest microphone even Poundland wouldn't dare touch. Poundland Dollar General, same thing. Literally the same thing. So I had one headset. It was really nice. The cable was faulty. Got another headset. That was after 3 years. Got another headset. Lasted another 2 or 3 years. Cable went faulty. Got this headset. Decided to replace it after a year. Got another headset. Was really good. Lasted quite a while until the cable got faulty. And now I'm back to this headset against my will. I've genuinely decided that I'm going to keep it for the audio and just output from a different microphone, which our good friend Lewis has recommended me. And it comes with a boom arm and everything. So if I lose my mind and smash my controller directly into my desk, it's not going to vibrate all the way through the microphone. Hey Scrappy, you still alive, or have you actually had your internet cut out? Hello? Scrappy? Is my headset on?
Your headset is on, Joe. My headphones just seem to actually not work when they're fully plugged in and I'm talking on Discord. That's been a recurring issue. So that's my anecdote, kids.
I mean, it doesn't help that Discord takes like 3 to 6 gigs of RAM idly. Oh yeah, that's true. Go on.
Last few times you all have heard me either through this podcast or an LP on Harry's channel or Storytime, I've likely just had my headphones are plugged out or using my quote unquote good mic, which I do not have hooked up at the moment because I'm lazy.
That, and it kind of just works with the episode.
And also I'm lazy. Let's see.
Yes, key reason.
So yeah, that's been a recurring issue. Probably just another sign that my laptop is old as dirt.
Dirt. Yes, allegedly you're supposed to replace laptops every 2.5 to 3 years and PCs every 5 to 6 years. Recently, I have just about been able to recover at gunpoint some financial resources that a very, very close friend, closer than you might think, managed to owe me. So I used that money to get myself some very important critical components that I needed to fix, and now I have a very good computer at the moment, actually. I could go into the specs, but I'm sure people don't care too deeply about that. But basically, in layman's terms, I have a good processor, an okay yet obscure graphics card, and 32 gigs of RAM. What I was running before was roughly about a 15-year-old processor, a graphics card that was very quickly aging, and it telling me that it wasn't happy about it, and 32 gigs of RAM. Honestly, you just can't leave the 32 gigs of RAM on the table. It's just too good. So you know it's good.
You cut out a bit. Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I was basically saying that the old computer that I was running a graphics card that was begging for death. Like, actively, I'd turn on my computer, it would open up a text box and be like, "Help me, let me die." Jesus Christ. And a processor that was convinced that it was dead, but I don't know what level of tech necromancy I was using to actually make it work against its unholy will. And 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know where I got 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, but I'm going to continue using the same 32 gigs of RAM until I can afford to get better RAM. Which I will then probably use to run AI LLMs on my PC. Which will then probably make other components in my computer scream and beg for apocalypse. To which I will tell them no, they have not earned death until I have granted them the pleasure. Much like your microphone.
I don't think it's my headphones are busted, but I mean they're workable. I think the laptop is just aging at this point, or maybe it's just a Discord problem.
I mean, Discord is kind of a bloated piece of software at the moment after they basically loaded a ton of ads onto it, put more effort into the GUI than the actual process. Because I swear, like, the last useful thing they added that they actually put a reasonable amount of work into was video sharing. They did actually update that. They allowed for alternative video input sources. So I can use a capture card to stream directly to Discord instead of opening up OBS and then streaming a mirror of OBS into Discord with no audio, because it doesn't capture, because OBS doesn't do that. Well, it does, but then I have to listen to myself echo.
Oh, today I learned. The moment I ever get a new or newer laptop will probably feel like just, I don't know, Peter Parker taking off the glasses for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be a big, wow, I can't believe I used to live like this. Opening up the old album to the first place, pizza boxes all over the floors, no sofa sort of situation. Very relatable.
How many times has Harry told you the anecdote of me trying to run Spider Solitaire through screen share?
Zero. Please enlighten me.
Okay, well, I'm surprised we didn't mention this to you at any point. There was this was several years ago. I guess it was just one of those
But there you go. I was out of the loop from Seaspring for several years.
no, not seven, several.
I didn't say 7 either. I said several.
Okay, I feel like it's a nap.
Your computer needs to take a long dirt nap. You need to take a general nap, and my headset's microphone already took a nap 5 years ago, and I woke it up, and it's not happy about it, and it's been complaining since. That and that goddamn incomprehensible English accent. Honestly,
So Harry and I guess
PTSing.
having one of our post anime watch chats before I finally force Harry to go to bed, and I guess I'm not sure when we actually did. I'm not sure what time of the day we actually did, but we were in a call. I guess one of us expressed interest in, I guess, trying to see if I could actually stream game footage for something.
Something TM, my favorite.
I did that once for like Minesweeper, the most graphically intensive game of all time.
Oh yeah, I love
And
Minesweeper.
so I tried it with Spider Solitaire. Just used the one of the installed apps that I downloaded from some time ago, and tried using Discord screen share to see how it would work. The results were less than ideal.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, and I very much question your age if I had to explain this. Those of you who don't know, Spider Solitaire, as played on a computer, is just pretty basic, but yeah,
really easy.
Pretty basic, but has I guess has one at a time state of the art animation with the cards kind of just being shuffled in and out of their decks. Yeah, as soon as that happened with the screen share activated, yeah, we basically just got a blurry mess.
Bro, do you have a whole megabyte of RAM?
I don't know how. Do you think I know how much storage space I have on my computer?
That is not what I even. Storage and RAM are two completely different things.
Exactly.
Damn, proving a point so easily and so concisely. Oof.
There was one tech savvy person on my floor of the house, and it's not me.
Damn. Meanwhile, I've offered to build Harry a new computer if he buys the parts, or gives me a budget to tell him what parts to buy. To be fair, I've been telling a lot of people that recently. This coming from the same guy that managed to plug in the power button to his PC case wrong. To be fair, that is actually the hardest part of building a computer. Like, you'd think it would be putting thermal paste on and making sure that your CPU is seated properly. No. It's plugging in all of the correct cables into the right pins for making sure that your case is connected to the motherboard. It's still not connected properly, by the way, because I have the positive and negative power flow plugs inverted so that the LED on my power switch doesn't come on. It's the most inconsequential thing ever, and it's why I cannot be asked to fix it. But now I know, and knowing is very, very disheartening to me. But to be fair,
I make a GI Joe reference, but I think that's too on the nose.
It took too many attempts to fix that, and too many YouTube videos with people very, very poorly explaining it. Because yeah, a lot of PC case manufacturers, yeah, they make an all-in-one plug that has all of the pins connected in, so you can't screw it up without breaking the motherboard. Yeah, no, not my case. my case decided, yes, let's have like 8 different individual single pins that are supposed to go into a specific array in a specific way with no labeling at all, outside of very arbitrary tech bro-esque codes like V plus and V negative.
I just realized the whole world is like repairs via Google is going to be a lot worse now, which is AI generated quote unquote answers.
That is why we have Reddit, and Reddit is a place where you look for answers that someone else asked for. Because if you asked for them, you'll be told that you are stupid and that you should get and then downvote you until you have negative 10,000 karma. Because how dare you ask a question so simple? You should just know this. Were you not born with infinite knowledge like everyone else on Reddit? Pushes glasses. Yeah, fun times, internet forums. And then there's the people that will go out of their way to find dead internet forums of tech advice that was never answered, pretend that their name is, pretend that they are the person that originally posted it on a different account, and then say, don't worry, I fixed it, without giving any answer or even reading the question. Very helpful, very good, very fun. The best part is this isn't even limited to technology. When I was trying and epically failed to go on a diet about a year ago, hence my name in Discord was Joey's on a diet. Yeah, I was looking for a recipe for egg-free, low-fat mayonnaise because I was really getting desperate for something called flavor. It's an obscure concept not heard of in the Western world. And I still wasn't going to find it with any of those recipes. But yeah, basically someone asked for it. About 30 people were like, "Oh, that's such a good idea. Tell me if you ever come up with a recipe or find one." And then someone posted on it, "Don't worry, I found a recipe." It's like, great! This thread has been closed. Did this answer your question? Please rate 5 stars. Pain. Nothing short of pain and suffering.
So you didn't get the mayonnaise then?
No, I gave up.
That is a Grecian tragedy.
Oh yeah. Shakespeare didn't write better. Then again, I just don't like Shakespeare. Which is funny because, like, by all accounts, I should think Shakespeare's amazing and that his work is hilarious. No, he's just not funny. He's not interesting, and all of his books have the same plot. Adults go mess around, and then they find out, and then everyone ends up dead or worse. I'm sorry, I've just ruined Shakespeare for everyone. Anyway, tech issues.
My PlayStation 4 may or may not be bricked.
May or may not. Undecided.
Yeah, we need to probably send it in first and foremost before we determine its status.
Probably the plan, yeah.
It's great because Harry sends a bunch of games to me, and now I can't play the PlayStation 4 game.
Oh no, procrastination machine broke. Understandable, have they?
I mean, it was also going to be my streaming procrastination machine, but now that's not happening, and my TV does not do actual streaming anymore. So I'm basically locked to my room for most of the day, and I do not like it.
Have you considered touching grass? Going for a walk?
I go for walks almost every day, but I also have weak ankles, so I need just something
compression socks?
look into that.
That might be the worst suggestion I've given. It could also be the best suggestion I've given. It was the worst of suggestions, it was the best of suggestions.
So yeah, I gotta probably. The TV's not busted. It just needs to be updated.
Have you tried connecting it to the internet?
It's connected. It just needs to be. I think the cable, whatever we call the TV service, probably shifted. Got changed. So.
In other words, you need to call Verizon, and Verizon will do everything they can to sell you more and fix nothing. Or other American alternative cable companies in your area. Bruh, people say no, if I touch grass, I die. There is literally video footage of me touching grass. Like, bro, it's on YouTube. It's also rated 18 plus and privatized. You can only watch it with links I provide. Yeah, I had an issue with my PS2 a very, very long time ago. Fat model, one of like my first PS2.
I'm trying to think of the last one I saw, like an OG model PS2.
Oh, that's so good. I've got my Slim now, but like, PS2 so good. Yum yum.
I mean, I had to go to an old quote unquote retro game store to buy a new DualShock 4 because I thought the controller was the problem with the PlayStation 4, but no, it seems like the console itself is just kind of busted. So I may have seen like a fat PS2 in there. Excuse me.
Honestly, PS2 is like, wait a minute, this isn't the topic that we're on. This is the topic we were going to be having. No, anyway, so what I was gonna say before we unfortunately accidentally almost segued into what we wanted to talk about with more people that has been delayed to undisclosed time in the future. God, I love this podcast. Yeah, so me and my brother got in an argument. My dad was very displeased by this, so he threw the PlayStation across the room. It's then refused to boot. So had to get that shit down to a place that does not exist anymore to get it repaired. And about 2 weeks later, we finally got our PlayStation back. But yeah, that was not a good time.
I can imagine.
One would even say it was the antithesis of enjoyable.
I can imagine.
Sounds like you're going through something similar with your hardware. Would you like to scream profanities into the darkness while no one is around, where no one can hear you? Thanks, Clippy.
Kind of hard to do that. No one in my family leaves their house unless it's a shop, so.
Bro, same. Except I don't have any goddamn money, so I can't even go to the shops.
Like, no one goes outside anymore. It's just.
There is no outside. I would go outside if there was an outside to go to. The outside stopped existing hundreds of years ago. Not hundreds of years ago, but like 15 to 20 years ago, if you want the real number. Not that America ever had an outside. They did a very good job of making it so that you had to have a car to go anywhere.
I'm within walking distance to a few restaurants, but my ankles have just weakened so much in the last several years that I can't even do that.
I used to be in walking distance of about 5 arcades because I lived at the seaside.
What's an arcade?
An arcade is basically this cool building where you've got a load of video game consoles, and then you put in like a coin of local currency, and then you get to play the game until you die or run out of time. And sometimes they have pool and air hockey.
I think my country had that in the time before the fire.
Which fire?
The first fire. The one the elders speak of in hushed tones.
Ah. Which one was that again? Still not narrowing it down for me, sorry.
The fire that was first seen in the land before time.
Yeah, still not narrowing that one down. Was this before or after the dinosaurs?
After, I guess. I don't know when our predecessors roamed the earth, presumably after.
Yes, our predecessors going down to the local freaking arcade to play House of the Dead.
Yes, you see the old cave drawings. Unga and Bunga had played a lot of rounds of Outrun. It was very popular back then.
Bro, I think this one time, me and my friend Lewis, we found this ancient relic. It was called an Outrun machine, and it felt like you were driving this really car-looking thing, and you had to get from one end of the road to the other before time ran out, or you couldn't drive down the next road.
How many arcades did you have where there was always just one specific cabinet that was just always busted and never seemed to be fixed?
All of them. That's every arcade ever since the beginning of time. Legend says if they ever did fix the arcade cabinet that was broken all of the time, then reality would crumble in on itself, and the arcade would cease to exist and be less than a memory in the hearts of those that truly enjoyed the presence of being able to go outside and doing something. Oh, speaking of arcades, I've got another tech issue that I remember that I had. Yeah, went to an arcade, right? Shocker. Played some Dance Dance Revolution with steel-toed work boots. Now, I don't know if you know about hardware and shock waves and what it does to HDD technology, but with a Dance Dance Revolution machine, you play the game by stamping on the arrows in the correct order in time to the rhythm, and more so, less so time to the rhythm, more so freaking time to the arrows properly being where they're supposed to be. And yeah, playing the game 1v1 versus a friend, and I stomped down in my very heavy steel-toe boots halfway through the song, basically falling over my step because this is before I had anything called I don't know, a rhythm. And I ended up dislodging the hard drive because I stomped on it so hard. So the next thing I know, the game abruptly stops, the screen goes black with some green text saying, "Disk read error." So we then proceeded to leave the arcade before anyone noticed.
Lovely.
Legend says they're still blaming someone. And it ain't me.
I'm trying to think. I think the amount of time I played Dance Dance Revolution in a public setting can be counted on one hand.
It cannot for me because I got to a point where I was literally down the arcade every day playing DDR Alpha. Because they had Miku songs, and I was starting to get good, to the point where I could almost play the disappearance of Hatsune Miku on hard mode without having a heart attack. Which, to be fair, is pretty good.
This could probably be spoken of more at length in that other episode we want to do, but I kind of miss just the proliferation of quote-unquote mainstream rhythm games.
Honestly, I mean, it would probably work better in a 7th gen conversation, but because Guitar Hero. Actually, no, because Guitar Hero 1, 2, and 3 were on. Yes, no, yes, we can discuss rhythm games and Guitar Hero and DDR and no, well, to be fair, the Disney one was 5th gen. But yes, we can save that for that episode when that happens, if that happens. Will it happen? Who knows? Find out next time on SEESCast Z. But yes! Anything more to say? Because it's been 30 minutes and we can actually cut the stream now. We don't have to scramble for topics. We're done. We finished. Unless you have something really interesting to say. You'd have like a whole conversation and everything. It'd be magical. No one would expect that.
I have like no shortage of weird tech stories. It's just
they're just not very long, and they usually end up in. So I had this device, and then this thing happened, and then the device was broken, and then I was upset. Am I right?
I mean, it's not like an electronic, I guess, as we know it, but my family has busted our like washing machine like several times. It's always fun. Like, you know how you can like soft lock a console?
How do you soft lock a washing machine? Yeah, smart washing machine. So smart it can break.
Yeah, imagine having having the lock function on your washing machine. Just lock your wet clothes in for several days. It is just the worst.
Musty.
Nothing will be worse than the 2018 no washing machine, or rather no dryer saga. I think it was a washing machine that was busted. The dryer worked, the washing machine did not.
Oh, you don't even know the half of not owning a washing machine for months. When you're having to wash your clothes at work because you don't have a washing machine, because you're waiting for your paycheck to save up so you can go to the local tech shop to buy one. Oof. And to be fair, in hindsight, it would have been better if I did that rather than buying one off of a coworker.
Well, my family was fortunate enough that we could just go to the laundromat to get our stuff cleaned, but when we didn't do that, I was scrubbing certain items in the sink, which is...
Oh, I really could not be asked to go to a laundromat. I went to a laundromat once, actually, to get some curry stains off of a coat. They never fully got it off, but they did a really goddamn good job. So, like, I didn't complain, and they didn't charge me extra for the fact that they could do the job, so...
Oh, that's nice.
But, like, I honestly wasn't bothered by the work they did, and at the end of the day, like, today, I would struggle to find where that stain is, because even I don't know where it is. I know it's there, because I know for a fact it was never actually cleaned, but that's not a fault of them. It was genuinely just, done for.
The laundromat trips weren't always so bad. Sometimes you just hear music that you never hear anywhere else, so not a bad time.
Oh yeah, so every other week on a Tuesday, I have a meeting with the government, and that is as vague and interesting as I'm going to put that. And after that meeting, I go to Subway. And at the Subway, they play smooth jazz. And I am 100% okay with this, because I will rock in, order my sandwich, sit down, eat my sandwich, and just scroll and doom scroll through They're very addictive, and please avoid using. It is bad for your physical and mental health. Things such as TikTok and what's the other one? YouTube Shorts and anything else that is short form content that you scroll for, it is bad for you and can actually trap people like me into a complete and utter doom loop where you will just sit there for hours scrolling through content you don't care about with zero motivation to move. Yeah, waking up in the morning is hard before technology.
I really should stop keeping my phone nearby when I sleep.
Thing is, I struggle to sleep without background noise.
I think I'm if I'm not in that boat yet, I'm getting there. I might just need to get like a white noise machine for me.
I mean, I have a white noise machine. It's called my phone. Unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword, except both of the edges are pointing at me. Yes, so I'm
So it's a
sure you...
boomerang then.
Yeah, it's absolutely a boomerang issue. Um, yeah, it's a boomerang. Yes, I like folding phones. You've probably heard of these folding phones. I think they're great. Do not do a handstand with a folding phone in your pocket, because you will not only break the inside screen, you will break the outside screen. And none of the 5,000 phone repair shops that you can find in a 2-minute walking distance of each other, cube, none of them will even look at the goddamn thing, and they will tell you, nah, that's fucked. You should have got insurance. Skill issue. Cry about it. Actually cringe. These words and more, I told myself, was not told by the phone shop guys, but they did basically tell me, look, no one will touch this. It is too new and expensive, and it is just not happening. However, if I had an iPhone, they'd charge me £300 and then fix it in 15 minutes. You know, worth more than the internal cost of all of the materials that the machine is made out of. Amazing! Not to mention the premium of several £100s. Actually, it's like £2,000 for an iPhone or some shit these days. Like, why would you want an iPhone? You can't even knock someone out with it if you throw it like a goddamn shuriken. Now a Nokia. No, I swear to God, in England, if you walked through London and you got searched by the police and they found a Nokia on you, they'd arrest you for intent to cause harm. Unlawfully carrying a weapon with intent to cause harm. That is exactly what you would be charged with for carrying a Nokia in modern day London. Did I do that? Why am I...
Imagine being on a college campus, some guy just jumps you with a whole GameCube, just
Someone
grab it
just
by the hand.
Someone has a GameCube on the end of a freaking shovel.
That sounds like an actual weapon to kill.
So Cursed Halo Reach and Cursed Halo 3 actually. The guy that made those mods added in a fun little weapon. Instead of the gravity hammer, you have an Xbox on a stick. And it is so goddamn funny. You slam it down and it shoots out a 3D version of the original Xbox startup screen goo thing. It flies forward about 5 meters and just explodes like a nuke. It's amazing.
The original Xbox, stuff like the green jelly just kind of forming.
Yeah. You slam down this goddamn Xbox hammer and it shoots out green jelly and explodes like a nuke. It's amazing.
That sounds like a weapon in Fortnite.
Give it time. Give it 15 minutes. I'm sure whoever codes for Fortnite will ask ChatGPT to implement it for them, and then they'll pay an artist to texture it.
Oh, dear. Well, I think that's about all the tech adventures anecdotes I have for today.
Fair enough. I've probably got more if I dug for them, but it would probably be a lot of, so this one time I had machine that broke and I felt sad. Alternatively, I could go on about how cable management drives me to the absolute edge of sanity. But that would like the memories alone would probably set me off on one. I'm doing a good job of keeping it PG because everybody knows my habits of using specific unauthorized language in conversation.
I'll be there shortly.
But yeah, thanks for watching. This has been SEESCast. I've been Joe. This has been Scrappy, and you have been our lovely audience. We are not talking about Halo Karts. I can talk about Halo Kart when I frickin' record Cursed Halo for Seas and we commentate it. If that ever happens. Which would require someone else with a computer that has Halo Master Chief Collection. And it would probably be the greatest content ever. But yes, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and Harry, you owe me. See ya.
Take care, everyone.